Today, I'm going to share with you the top 7 mistakes that firm owners and accountants make online when it comes to growing their brand. So if you have tried social media before and it's just not working, or if you want to start growing your brand online, then this video is for you, and be sure to stay for the 7th one because it is without a doubt the most important one of them all. If we have yet to meet before, my name is Katie Thomas. I'm a CPA and I run Leaders Online, a digital marketing agency that works with accountants all over the US. We work with firms that are in the top 100. We work with firms that are just getting started where there's 1 or 2 partners. So we see everything. And with that, I have a lot of data on social media, specifically when it comes to firms growing their brand on social media and what works, what doesn't. And often it's just little tweaks that need to be made so that you start getting the results that you are looking for. And with that, let's go ahead and just jump right into number 1. The first thing is trying to niche, but picking multiple niches. And hear me out on this. So having a niche you've likely heard before is important. It allows you to have a direct focus on who you want to target, create content around, speak to, allow you to actually have content that person on the other end of the screen says, hey, that's for me. You can build a name in an industry, get invited to conferences. There's so many benefits of having a niche. And it makes sense at face level. Hey, I could have multiple niches. I could create content for multiple people. I could have conversations with multiple people. But actually, that creates a big problem that most people are unaware of. So what happens is, let's say that I want to niche in law firms and I want to niche in dentists. And so what I'm doing, I'm creating content for law firms and I'm adding law firm owners and they're like, hey, this is great content. I'm engaging with it. And then I'm a law firm owner and I start seeing this dental content. And I'm like, that's not for me. This is confusing. And I'm just going to scroll by it. So what that's doing is it's training the algorithm. Hey, law firms, people that fit this criteria, they're not interested in this firm's content because they keep scrolling past. So what you're doing is you're confusing the algorithm. And not only are your people tuning out, but the algorithm is tuning you out to those people. So then you, on the other hand, you have the dentist offices seeing your content, right? And they are engaging with it. They like it. And then so they see this law firm content and they're like, I'm not interested. So now you're training the algorithm, hey, dental offices, they don't like my content. And now your content's being seen by no one. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot. If you want to target multiple industries, pick a platform to focus on for each industry. So maybe on Instagram, you focus on one industry, on LinkedIn, you focus on another. That's a great way to navigate this situation if you want to target more than one industry. But please don't use the same profile on the same platform to target multiple industries. You're going to end up just shooting yourself in the foot. The next mistake is focusing on the wrong metrics. And there's a lot we could talk about here, from just focusing on vanity metrics. So likes, comments, how many of those you can get. That can be exciting and that can be great. And those can be signs that things are working. But if they're from the wrong people, then are things working? On the flip side, if people don't see enough engagement, they can get really discouraged. And this might be a sign, hey, we need to change up our content. We need to do something different. Or it could be you're just not asking the right questions when you're actually talking to people. So when you're talking to people on discovery calls, ask them how they heard about you. When you meet people in person and they're like, hey, I've seen you before, like, where'd you see me? If you're now getting asked to do speaking events or more people are saying yes whenever you ask to go on their podcast, start digging into this because the numbers at face value, they don't tell you everything. In fact, a lot of times people will say, oh, I heard about you on this podcast and then I was following you on this social media platform for a while. So the data at face value, you have to be careful. And it is important to track it. It is important to see what resonates. But don't let just a number help you decide, is this working or is this not? Because there's so much happening often behind the scenes to really decipher that. Same thing goes with actual posts. Whenever you're looking at them, a post, it might even get engagement from the right people. And what is that doing? Is it building your brand? Is it leading to more calls? Because if you have a post that, let's say, it helped you book 3 or 4 calls because there was that strong call to action, if you keep posting that and having that content that's really getting people on your calendar, that's going to become less effective over time. So there's just so much stuff going on outside of the numbers that you should be tracking them. It's not a good practice to not track them, but make sure you're also asking those questions outside of them, like, hey, how'd you hear about us? That's going to give you a lot more insight into overall, is my strategy online, is my content, is it helping me achieve my goals? The next mistake is not having a personal element. Now, this does not mean that you need to go post about all the ins and outs of your life. You don't need to post about your kids. This really is up to you and what you want to share that's personal, but people connect with people. That's how it's been for years, decades, forever. People connect with people. And if you're just trying to be the firm online, that is not going to cut it. I mean, when is the last time that you engaged with a company online? Likely never. If it's not been never, it's very seldom. You have to be a person. And along these lines, please watch what you're posting if you're using AI. Sure, that's great to use it to help you create some of your posts, but you need to go through it and add your, as I like to call it, your you-ness to it. So maybe that's updating how it's written to sound like you. Maybe that is adding a photo, adding a video, adding a story, sharing your perspective. You have to have a personal element in the content, and whatever that looks like for you, to you right now, because maybe that'll change over time, that's great, but it has to be you. For this next one, I want you to think about why you follow certain people. For many of us, it's because we like their perspective, their point of view, their theories, their insights. And that's what people want from you too. You have to have a point of view. So if you want social media to work for you, start thinking about it. What is your point of view? What are your thoughts on things that you disagree with most professionals on? What are your theories? What are your ways of doing things with clients that differ from likely other firms? Where do you want to say, hey, this is my arena. This is what I think. This is why I'm different, and go out and share that. This doesn't mean that you need to find something that creates a lot of conflict or anything, but what is your point of view? You've had a lot of experiences in life, and it's time for you to really define those. What really makes you you, and start sharing that. It'll make a big difference in people's ability to connect with you and want to continue following you and your content online. The next one is not having an outreach or conversation strategy. Look, no one wants to be the used car salesman, and I will say that forever, and you don't need to be, but you need to go out and be social. Just posting content, that is not enough for 99.9% of people. You need to start commenting on other people's posts, sending direct messages, get engaged with people, ask them questions about themselves, ask them how they got into their line of work, ask them what events they're attending, get to know them. And then whenever you go to these events, you've already had some sort of conversation, because I'm a big believer that while social media is amazing, there's nothing that replaces that in-person connection. And whenever you marry the two of having conversations online and offline, that is absolute chef's kiss. And so go out there, have conversations, be the one to start them. Don't be that person that it's the equivalent of if you walk into a room of people and you stand in the corner and you say nothing, nothing happens. So just like nothing would happen in person, nothing happens online if you aren't willing to go put yourself out there. Have conversations. Make this super easy. Rather than just scrolling, start leaving comments. Makes a big difference in the overall outcome of what you see on social media. Now, along those lines is turning your content into conversations. So whenever you share a piece of content and people comment on it, go ahead and use that as a way to start a conversation. Comment back to them. This is a great time to send them a message. Thank them for commenting on your post, and then ask them a question, because when you ask people questions, that keeps the conversation going. So don't ignore all those comments on your post. Use them to start conversations. Now, the final thing is just to stop overthinking everything you do on social media. Whenever you are in person and you walk into a networking event, you just start having conversations. I want you to do the same thing on social media. Just start having conversations. Just start posting. You can sit there and you can critique a post forever. You can critique a video forever. You can wonder, is this good? Is this not good? Is it going to perform well? Is it not going to perform well? And here's the thing. A lot of times what does the best are things that you just basically threw together. You have no idea what is going to land and what's not, especially when you're starting because you don't have data. So just get out there. Start posting, start commenting, start engaging. And before you know it, you're going to have feedback that gives you insight into, okay, this resonates, this doesn't. And you're going to, most importantly, you're going to get more confident. And when you become more confident, everything becomes easier. So there's no easy way to get started other than to just get started. And the longer you say, I'm going to try this, I need to do this, it just prolongs it. So if you want help, let me know. My team and I, we love to help people with this process. We can help you from getting your content together to helping you with your actual engagement and outreach. We do all of this for you and assist you every step of the way. So you basically just show up to a meeting once a month with us. Or if you just want to do it yourself, that's great. Be sure to hit the subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos from me that gives you more actionable marketing strategies. And if you like this video, be sure to like it so that it reaches more people like you. And I will catch you in the next one. See you then.